Hi, we're back, and we have for our first guest a gentleman who is a musician, which excites me. So we're going to have a nice talk with Matthew Wheeler.
Hi.
Matthew.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Oh, we love to have you.
Yeah.
Especially because we don't get too many musicians. We
That's
get a
a
lot of
shame.
authors and stuff. So this is wonderful, and I want to hear a little bit about you personally, and then what you're up to.
A little bit about me. Well, I was born and raised in Fresno, so native. Woo!
Wow.
And what I'm doing now is I am finishing up my my first master's degree in composition at Fresno State, and my big recital is coming up on the 24th of this month. So it's crazy. It's been a lot of work, a lot of writing, a lot of time. I once had hair. The beginning of this whole process, I once had hair, and now it's all gone. This is pulling it out. That stress just really gets to you. So it's very exciting, though. It's very, and you guys can see on the screen that the date is the 24th, 7:00 at the Fresno State Concert Hall. You guys are all welcome to come. I hope to see you guys there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be quite the experience for some people, because the music's not what some people expect. Some of it's very new, very odd to some people, and some of it's very lush and it's beautiful and may make you cry, and may make you scream a little bit, being like, "I'm scared of that. What are you doing?" But it's all very exciting stuff. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. When did you first get interested in music?
Well, I was kind of forced into it when I was young. It's one of our family rules that we have to take a year of piano lessons when we're young to help with us to learn better and all that fun stuff. So I was forced into it. Wasn't really a fan at first. I was like, I don't want to practice. I want to go outside and play. But then I realized I actually did have a knack for it. It just kind of came naturally. So I figured I don't really need to practice. I can just do it. And then it kind of all hit when I was about 10 years old. I went to a party with a bunch of friends, and of course in girls were all there, and they just happened to have the family that owned the house. They happened to have a piano just inside the room, and no one knew I played. Nobody knew. I kept it a secret. No one really knew, and so I sat down, and I guess I was really good at the time, and I was just tearing it up. And I became like a huge hit at the party, and I was like, this is kind of fun. I kind of like the attention. This is cool. And so then I just kind of just said, this is it. This is it.
This is so wonderful thing about performing is that there is this wonderful feeling you get when it pleases people.
Yeah.
And nobody can give you that. Nothing else can give you that same feeling.
Yeah.
It's really great.
It's very exciting, yeah.
So on your recital,
yes,
do you have to write the music? Or
yes,
you do.
I wrote the whole recital. It's all my music because I'm getting a master's in composition, which is composing and writing the music. So, yeah, I had to write 45 minutes of music in a short amount of time. Because the master's is really fast. And a lot of people in the masters, they're all like they work. A lot of us are teachers, so we work in the day, and then at night is the classes. So we don't really have a lot of time to practice or to write, except for the weekends. That's when our big time that we do work. And so I haven't had a day off in quite some time because I'm always doing something or writing a paper or whatever. But the experience was a great experience, and Fresno State, if you guys are thinking about going to state in music, I highly recommend it. They're so supportive there.
Oh, really?
They help you out, yeah. Especially inside composing, the chances you get to write for different ensembles is unbelievable. And the professors are all like super excited to perform your pieces. No matter how good or how bad they may think it is, they'll still do it for you.
Oh my gosh.
It's really amazing. So yeah, I've written for some really good ensembles, from like the smallest little percussion group to like the full symphonic symphony there. So it's really cool.
Oh gosh, that sounds so exciting.
It's fun.
I have a brother who is a musician. He plays the French horn.
Oh, that's a hard instrument.
Yeah, I know.
It's beautiful though. I love that instrument.
He's really great at it. And he's in Monterey, so they have little groups that go out and play.
Yeah.
So this, I am so thrilled. But the trouble with me is, I cheated.
Uh-oh.
I had a lady says, "Look, I'm going to teach you how to play the piano." I said, "Oh, good, that's wonderful." So we go weekend in, and I'd go in, and I'd find every time, I had done the notes or anything. I just memorized it.
Yeah.
So a little way I said, "Oh, I'm not wasting your time."
Yeah.
But the only instrument I sing is my voice.
Hey, that's really hard to do.
Yeah, well,
to sing.
The best thing is that through all these years, because of my good training, I can still sing the same way I did when I was young.
Ah.
So that's
Good.
Exciting to me.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
but
exciting.
what I needed, what you aren't anymore, is somebody to play the piano behind
Oh,
me.
hey, I do it still. It's just not as often. I was around town a long time. I played for all the shows and I accompanied choirs and all the time. And then I started to get film scoring jobs.
Oh, really?
And I was like, this is really fun. It started out just once. It was just a friend who needed something. He made a short little commercial and it needed something done. And he knew I wrote music and I really didn't have like the equipment yet. So I was like, sure. So I bought some really cheap stuff and I made it work. And I was like, this is like really exciting. And then I started to really get into that side of things, which is kind of how my whole the journey's been a long one, but it's
gosh.
Yeah, because I realized I love to write music when, as you said, like you're trying to learn piano. I used to like not play what was on the page. Like I could read what's on the page, but I would like add it to make it, in my opinion, like this is better. So I'm playing like this sounds better to me. Beethoven and Bach, I think you're wrong. So, which they're not, but in my head as a young child, I was like, they're wrong. This is better. So I realized I rather write music than to perform someone else's works, So I started to just write when I was young, just really, really simple songs, and then just kind of developed into writing some really complex works that sometimes are too hard to play.
Yeah,
So,
look what it's come to.
it's come a long way, yeah.
A long way, and you're really in the part of your life where you really, I'm sure, are very satisfied. And
yeah, it's getting to the point now where like I wouldn't say the job is easy because it's not easy. It's actually very, very hard. Every time I see like a job or like a blank piece of paper, like when someone call me like, hey, I need you to write me like a choral piece. I immediately go into panic because I have nothing, and so I'll sit down with the sheet music and the piano and usually cry for about a day, just thinking I can't do this. I'm awful. Why did I agree to this? And then I usually go on like a long walk and it kind of just develops, and then I get like one idea and then another idea, and it kind of just forms itself. And I would say 90% of the time, if not the whole time, every time I'm finished with the piece, I look back on it and be like, there's no way that I wrote that. It's
Isn't that
just,
something?
yeah.
Same
it's,
way when I do art, sometimes I look at it and say, gee, did I do that?
yeah, it's crazy because I don't know why. It's like I become like a different person almost. Like when I'm working and then I'm done, I like relax a little bit and I look back at the art and the music and be like, how did I do? I can't even explain how I would do that.
We don't create alone, though. We create with the higher part of our being.
Yeah.
And we're not alone. There's like a combination of people working on it, and that's why probably we don't recognize it. Some of the parts that we don't, we say, I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. There's a piece that I am performing on Wednesday that I added on at the last minute.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, you know what, I wanted to make this piece, the big piece of my recital, a little longer. It just wasn't finished to me yet. I was like, let me sit down, and I worked on this. I wrote it I wrote it like a day. It just kind of came to me.
Wow.
At first, I was like, nah, that doesn't work, and then I went away, and I came back, and it just poured out.
Oh my
and
gosh.
It's, in my opinion, so far, it's like, at least for me, it's the best piece to play It's beautiful. It makes people like emotional. This is one that makes people cry because I think because it's simple, but it's beautiful, and you can really feel the emotion I put into it, which is what I intended. So I'm very excited for those people to experience that.
Well, we got to get some people there. So
Get some people there.
I want you to tell them exactly when and where. And
It's Wednesday. It's this Wednesday, the 24th, at 7 p.m. At the Fresno State Concert Hall.
Concert hall.
At the Fresno State Concert, it's the big one. It's the big hall. There's gonna be like the posters out and arrows. I do recommend that you do buy a parking pass, which costs $3. There's a bunch of machines to go to. I do recommend that, even though it's technically free at 7:00. But you don't want to show up late because then you'll miss the fun stuff. Because so I do recommend that, or you will get a ticket. The cops over there are kind of on top of that
I tell
stuff.
You,
They do get you.
It's so wonderful that we can let people know about this.
Yes.
Because I know the music is beautiful. I just know it. I feel it. That
Thank
it's
you.
going to be so beautiful, and we want to have people there to see you and to listen to your work. So I'm glad that you came in this morning.
Thanks for having me.
And
Pleasure.
when you have something coming up, anytime, come in because we like to promote people as
Yes.
much as we can.
Yeah, I will definitely be back, and make sure you follow me. You can see the terms down there. Follow me on social media and on Instagram to see all my upcoming films I'm working on and everything, because I do have some big stuff that's coming. I can't really talk about it yet because they say don't say anything, but I'm letting you know some big things are going to be that are it's coming up. It's a done deal. I just can't say it yet, but so make sure. Okay. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much, and do come back.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
It's going to be wonderful, I know.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
We'll be right back.